My name is Joshua Sacker, and my persuasive speech is titled Changing the World with Your Fork. Producing food requires a lot of resources. Seeds, water, chemical, oil, machinery, packaging, and transportation is all needed to produce our food. Producing a simple tomato uses 6 liters of water, an apple, 40 liters, a glass of wine, 120, beef, 16,000 liters. That number gets multiplied when there are 8 billion mouths to feed. It is projected that we will run out of food and clean water by 2050. This doesn't have to be a problem that we face by ourselves, but we need to understand that it starts with you and I. If more people switch their diet to plant-based meals and limit their meat consumption, we can fix this problem, reduce our carbon footprint, and slow global climate change. So how do we fix it? First, with less beef. Americans eat twice as much meat as China, despite having 1/4 of their population, and 10 times as much as India. Dietitian and nutrition scientists say that we eat twice as much meat than we need for a healthy diet. 20% of all global greenhouse gases come from agricultural, forestry, and other land uses for livestock. 30% of Earth's land is delegated to raising livestock, more specifically cattle. If this wasn't bad enough, cows produce methane, which is about 25 more potent than carbon dioxide. To feed these cattle, we need 1 billion tons of grain. That grain can be used to feed 3.5 billion people. To produce a steak produces 330 grams of carbon. That's equivalent to driving a car 3 miles. If you switch the chicken, it goes down to 52% or 52 grams of carbon. Fish, 40 grams, vegetables, 14 grams, lentils, 2 grams. For the last 3 years in a row, the Mediterranean diet has been rated the best diet by scientists. It is easy to follow. It prevents chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and circulatory infections. Focusing it on cutting back on red meat, saturated fat, and sugar is all the part of the Mediterranean diet. Fruits, vegetables, seafood, nuts, whole grains, olive oil, and wine is all incorporated into this diet. It complies with allergies, people of different income, and different geographic location. It is the lowest emission diet that still allows people to eat meat and other animal byproducts. If every person switched to the Mediterranean diet, it would solve 15% of global warming pollution by 2050. That equates to about taking 1 billion cars off the road. We don't need to build massive wind farms, solar panel fields, and we all need to buy electric cars. It starts with what we eat. Another way to fix this problem is to stop buying excess food. We overeat and overbuy. That's not entirely our fault. From 1960, fridges have grown 15% in size and plates about 36%. A lot of people just want to fill that empty space. 40% of the food we produce never gets eaten. That's about 365 million pounds a day. Minor changes to human behavior and diets can positively affect the world. By changing these, we can not only save the world, but we can do it within the next 30 years.